Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to continue where we left off in the Mythic section. In the first node, we had two really solid attacks, and now it's time to clean things up and finish this one up. So, utilizing the exact same four-piece team that I brought in, being Apocalypse, Super Skrull, Kestrel, and Dormammu. All right, let's get right to it. This node was very frustrating to begin things with because that Black Cat took away our revives, but you can see now we're starting from a clean slate with Dormammu, and we do have the revives, which is helpful for Kestrel and Super Skrull to get their second wind. But where we stopped off last was facing this devastating trio of Val, Apocalypse, and Super Skrull. So I think we focused on finishing off Morgan Le Fay, which is big, but now we're going to kick things off here with Skrull's ultimate, and we do want to be focusing in on those main meta tunes, right? Skrull and Apocalypse are absolutely must focus characters here in this middle wave, just because of the amount of damage they can do. So we go ahead, we activate our Apocalypse so that way he can actually time the stun actually on a Skrull, which worked out really well for us. But we are just going to focus on him because he can't be stunned anyways, and as well they can heal their HP quite quickly. So because the enemy Apocalypse already used his ultimate, it's nice that we get a little bit of time here to kind of go through that. So we focus in on Skrull now, and the next focus is going to be Apocalypse and Val, because they're going to have the most damage in this middle wave. But as well, if you give Apocalypse enough time, he's going to get another ultimate off on us. So you got to be very, very careful of that. So unfortunately, Dormammu already goes down. So like I said, I think it is really the Apocalypse and Skrull show when you're going through these nodes here. But you know, you just have to make do and with every attack and making progress. So at 14 out of 32, that does spawn actually a couple more characters here that get in our way, including Red Guardian as well as Robbie Reyes. But you know, don't detract from the game plan, which is taking down these main three characters that are giving a headache here because of their synergy. And worst thing is, you do not want, you know, Val to obviously trigger her ultimate and then obviously give the team a full heal, and especially since it's lifesteal as well. So yeah, be very, very mindful of that and cautious of that. But I do like the fact that she's in the middle, so you can obviously turn me rewind with Skrull, and you can really control this middle wave, even though you know, they're a pretty powerful team. But we were able to cast exposure, additional AoE damage. So Val's taken care of, Skrull's taken down. So that's 2 out of 3 enemies that I wanted to focus in on. And if you're, you know, dragging out the turns like this, and enemy Apocalypse does get another ultimate, you know, there's not much you can do. So let him have it. Let him go ahead and use it, because that's going to buy you a little bit more time in the next attack. And that's kind of what I was aiming for, right? And we weren't really sure how many turns has already passed by, but he's going to get his turn to go anyways. And then, yeah, it is what it is. So boom, my Skrull goes down, Kestrel's down, and then, yeah, that's basically the wrap there. So we'll just go ahead and start the next attack just to save you guys a bit of time here. But yeah, this is the last and final attack here. You can see there was 3 attacks in total that we were able to take advantage of, and now we can wrap things up with the last attack. So it was in a good, meaningful spot that we can take advantage of. Okay, so still the Apocalypse that we got to deal with, but what I like is that we had some really good cooldowns already for Skrull set from the previous attempt. So we like starting things off with the ultimate because it's going to allow him time to build up energy again, but as well just placing all those debuffs across the board with these enemies. But be mindful of the fact that with this node anyways, we're going to need to watch out for the cooldowns, because we want these characters going into the last and final Mythic node in a pretty good spot. So that way, you know, we're going to be comfortable and able to make some good progression. Now, there was a Morgan Le Fay that spawned from the last attack, so we do actually focus on her. I think she takes priority because when you have the enemy Apocalypse already activating his ult, he's not really too much of a threat. And then this new Morgan Le Fay does have her ability, so you do want to be mindful of that. And thankfully, again, because Apocalypse got you know, reallocated here in positioning, he's in the dead middle, so that helped for us with the turn meter rewind with Skrull. And now Morgan Le Fay's cleaned up, so at this point you do just kind of want to take down and clean up here, because this is the last wave. 7 out of 32 enemies remaining. But remember, you don't want Apocalypse to be sticking around too long. You don't want Robbie to be sticking around too long. So that was my attack order priority. And then now that we do have a chance to take advantage of this, I figured why not use the big heal, some mass AoE damage, and try to get as many turns as you can in with some basic attacks. And there was also a Quicksilver that kind of hid behind that Morgan Le Fay too, so just be mindful of that. Robbie, for whatever reason, gained invisibility, so just yeah, watch out for those little bugs and glitches along the way. But now, yeah, our focus is going to be Apocalypse, and we're going to take down this middle cluster here. And remember, they were basically the pain points of this node, right? If you take them down plus Morgulin Phase, you'll have no issue because you're just going to be left with some Archangels, some Red Guardians. Even Quicksilver, you know, yes, he has a good ability, but he just doesn't do enough damage for us to want to prioritize him. I think Robbie is actually more of a threat because of his bleeds and obviously his flipping of our buffs as well. So he's definitely going to be a good one. He got out of the Invis for whatever reason, which is good for us. Now we're just using basic abilities and wrapping things up. So overall, very, very good in terms of just being pleased with the attacks here. But I was a little surprised, yeah, that we were able to actually make some meaningful attacks here in just a few attempts, actually. So pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, our Dormammu went down once again. So, I mean, you could play by ear. If you really wanted to, you could probably just, you know, do the one more attack if this team failed up. As you can see here, this Quicksilver actually does put up quite a resistance to us. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe we wrap up Guardian. But if Quicksilver can take us down, it would be a good place to kind of go back in and kind of just reset our attacks and so forth, right? Especially since you see here, I opt to use the Apocalypse special, but man, this Quicksilver, he is a one-man army. I did not realize that. He's a good way to build up your energy, but I wasn't really sure, to be honest, if I was gonna go ahead and just let him finish me off or just, you know, build up some energy. But you can see we just fast forward a little bit, saved a bit of time. But yeah, he took a bit of time, actually, surprisingly enough. It was actually interesting. He's a very strong Quicksilver. Our Kestra wasn't perfect. Our Dormammu got taken care of, but I figured, yeah, it wasn't worth having another attack. So 4 attacks in total, guys. There you go. So first node wrapped up. Let me show you guys the total attacks here, and as well as kind of where we were ranking overall when we were done. So you can see the 4th attack was the best. 3rd attack was also very meaningful, but yeah, overall pretty happy. And at this time, time recording when I finished the node, I was in the top 5,000 still, so 4,200 right there. And let me show you my guys TCP just for reference as well. So 56, close to 57 million. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.